Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Real pleasure to have our next guest joining us. His album's been out for about a year. He's hard at work on his next one, which will be coming out soon. And he's been part of a very special movie, I know, for us and for a lot of Canadians.
Absolutely. Michael Johns is joining us now. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Really
Good,
well,
man.
thank you. So tell us, we saw you perform the song. How did you get involved with performing the song for the film about Rick Hansen?
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. It was one of those serendipitous things that you can't even plan. I was actually going on tour with David Foster last year, almost to the day. It was crazy. We were doing the background vocals and putting all the recordings together, and then you know, Michael came in. Michael French came in. And
Yeah, the director of Heart of Dragon.
Unbelievable. And said, David, after 10 years, I finally finished the movie. And I just happened to be in the studio that day with David in Santa Monica in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And they go, well, are you going to write a new song? Do you want to do an updated version?
Because he, of course, did the Man in Motion song
Man in Motion,
originally.
yeah, like 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it was one of those crazy things, and David just looked at me, and it's David Foster, you know, and he goes, well, what would you do with this song? And I go, oh, I don't know. Grabbed an acoustic guitar.
No pressure.
Slowed it down. Yeah, exactly right. Slowed it down, changed the key, and made it like more about the lyrics.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it was in an 80s movie that might be considered cheesy a little bit now.
Yeah.
But the actual like lyrics of this song are
They're
so
very
special.
powerful.
Are so special once you know the Rick Hansen story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I just slowed it down. I was like, you know, growing on, you don't see the writing on the wall.
Okay,
like,
now you're just
once
making me angry.
No, but it's just like,
You know, the fact that you can just do that so effortlessly.
no, come on.
Do it again. Do it again.
Yeah, the girls
Soldier
are like,
on
yeah.
No, honest to God. So once I knew what the actual lyrics were about and the Rick Hansen story, because
Yeah.
I'm Australian,
Yeah.
I didn't know the whole
So
story.
did David give you the background, like in the room?
but before this all happened, like, because I was going to be singing that song on the tour,
Yeah.
so that David said, you know what I originally wrote this song about? And he
gave you the whole spiel.
yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
it was
amazing.
And then I Wikipedia'd and everything else and looked up Rick, and I was like, oh my God, this guy's a legend.
Yeah.
You know
What
what I
was
mean?
it like
Yeah,
for
he's
you?
an
Because we
incredible
grew
guy.
up with the Rick Hansen story here, of course,
Right.
being from Vancouver. But what was it like for you hearing about his story freshly?
I mean, it was just like one of those. I mean, it's a story that can't be denied. It's like it's real as you can get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to see his struggles and, you know, his trials that he's been through and everything else, and then he's one of the most charismatic people that you can possibly meet.
Yeah.
You know, and so when I found out that, and then like put it with the lyrics, and then Michael came in, and it was remarkable.
Yeah.
And we did 2 takes.
Really?
You're kidding me.
Now he really hates
Literally,
you.
I was literally like, I grabbed the guitar and everything, and then David said, love it. Michael said, I love it. We did 2 takes. The second take is what you hear in the movie. It was one of those.
You know what?
Stop it! Stop it! It's not like that. It was just one of those like lightning in a bottle things that
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
plan.
And you're
you know?
working on a new album. This is the album that's been out for about a year now, but you're working on
Yep.
some new stuff?
Yeah, we're in the studio right now.
Well, and I
doing
love the
some-
way you guys do this. You were explaining it to us a little bit before, and I think it's worth people finding out, because the music industry, I mean, people might recognize you from Idol, but before that, I mean,
Yeah,
you were the typical story of the music industry the last sort of 5 or 10 years.
It's been tough. I mean, especially in America. I don't know how it is in Canada.
They combine,
Same.
they buy each other.
Like there's
they
mergers happening every
Yeah,
day, and then the
crazy.
guy that signs you gets fired the next week, and then the president of the label gets fired like 2 weeks later. It's
and
like,
your album just sits there.
yeah, I actually got like over 100 songs sitting on a shelf somewhere that I can't touch.
Are you kidding?
No lie.
That would drive you crazy.
It does
So
drive me
how are you
crazy.
doing it this time around? You're doing things differently.
Well, what we're doing differently now that you can actually do in the music industry, if you have a fan base, like especially American Idol was so amazing.
Yeah, 'cause
30
it
million
builds
people
that
a week.
base.
Yeah, I mean, so I've got about probably like 15 to 20,000 actual loyal fans that will buy the stuff next day. You know what I mean? And that's a little bit of power. But like for up and coming bands, it's tough.
It's really
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah, and
So you can sort of choose. You guys go in and you make the album before
Right.
you even take it to a record label.
yeah, like that's what we do. So if you got a producer that you're working with and everything else, you can do it, and then you can sell it back to the labels
Yeah.
and do like a 50-50 split. Which
It's
is
so
really
obvious, and yet it isn't, because for you as an artist, right? I mean, this gives you control. You get to do what you love to do without thinking about marketing.
It's pretty cool.
and-
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And you're not making 3 cents a record, you're making like, you know, a couple of bucks
More.
a record, you know.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, honestly, you have to like find the right producer and everything that will do it pro bono.
I think you're in good hands with David Foster. I think you're kind of
David
good,
Foster's had a
right?
couple of hits.
I think you'll be okay. And it's interesting, you know, a lot of times when it comes to shows like American Idol, when people discover talent, a lot of people don't recognize the fact that it is such a good thing and such a good launching board, not just for the winners, but for anybody who gets to appear on a
Yeah.
show like that. And it's great to hear somebody that actually really appreciates appreciates it, because most people go, poo-poo, I didn't win.
Yeah. No, I do. But the thing is, it's like, if you're in front of, this is what I've always said, I mean, you know, once you make top 10, especially in America, I think it's different here, I don't know the whole thing, but top 10 in America is a pretty big deal and you can get a career out of it. But like, if you're in front of like 30 million people a week for 10, 15 weeks, and you can't get a career out of it,
you can't buy that.
Then there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean? Like, then maybe you should go into cake making or something. Like,
something happened.
You know, you maybe shouldn't be a musician, but you know, if you go into Idol thinking that you like just want fame and everything else, it's the cameras don't lie. There's something about it, and you can just, for whatever reason, you go.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
You see, but like the real musicians, like they usually come through.
When can we expect the new album?
Ooh.
Sometime soon in the future?
That's a loaded question.
No pressure, no pressure.
I don't know. I mean, I think maybe March, April, around there.
Stuff.
It's going to take a sec. You know?
Just a little bit.
I'm going back to Australia for 3 weeks, and I'm going to, like, you know,
to actually
hang
out with my parents for a bit.
I
you know?
hear it's summer over there. Good call.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, have a great trip. Thanks so much, Michael.
Sorry for throwing things at you. I didn't mean it. Just don't sing around me anymore. That's all right.
Oh, I was about to.
I know. I was waiting.
Do it.
Like, please don't sing around me.
Be a man in motion. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, my zipper came undone. What happened? We're going to take a break. When we come back, Stan Edmonds will be joining us, head of makeup design for Vancouver Film School. And wait until you see what they've done.
Really?
Some of their top students.
You're going to be serious now?
Oh, no, I'll zip up before that. Yeah, for sure. That's what the break's for.
I'm in a no-fly zone.